guys, and welcome back to the channel. Liverpool have to win. They go to a very, very tough place, but Liverpool need to win against Brentford. Can they get back to winning ways is another question. But it's a 3 o'clock game for Liverpool. It's one of the rare few 3 o'clock games that they get, especially in the last couple of weeks. They're normally televised a lot at Liverpool, and this is one of the games that's normally on television in the UK, but it isn't. It's a rare weekend off TV for Liverpool, UK, by the way, and it's away at one of the tougher places to go in the league this season, in Brentford. I think it might be the toughest place to go this season in the league. But guys, as ever, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell notification so you never miss a video. A lot more content is coming your way. But guys, the big question for everybody and Liverpool supporters, including myself, is can Liverpool get back to winning ways in the Premier League? We'll get on to Brentford, I'm sure. But Liverpool have not made a good start to the year of 2025. They have one win this year, and it's not the Premier League. It's the FA Cup against Accrington Stanley. They've drawn against Manchester United. They've drawn to Forest. They've been beaten by Spurs in the Cup. So it's not been the best start to the year for Liverpool. But the most important thing is Liverpool are still top of the league. Liverpool are still in a comfortable position. Well, 4 points now with the game in hand. They're still in control of their own destiny. Arsenal are knocking on Liverpool's backside. But it's important that Liverpool get the job done they played before Arsenal. So it's also very, very important that Liverpool get the job done. And I think what begs the question to everybody is, are Liverpool in a position where they can afford to drop any more points? They need to win the game, because if they win against Brentford at the G-Tech, it's a 3 o'clock game. It puts pressure on Arsenal, who play Aston Villa at home. So Liverpool just need to keep the gap what it is and just keep winning, because they can't be focused on any other teams but themselves. And I think some optimism has been given to a lot of clubs. Liverpool have dropped quite a few points, especially in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Manchester United at home and Nottingham Forest are games which you expect Liverpool to win. Unfortunately, it's not been an easy ride this year for Liverpool. But you have to call a spade for a spade. Liverpool are going to be the favourites going into this game. They are the better team, and we have to call it what it is. Liverpool have not been great in 2025 thus far, and I think the results showcase that, being the only win in the FA Cup. But similarly to Brentford are a very, very good side at home, but very, very bad away. I think the only away victory this season has come at Southampton. It was a 5-0 victory, and that's the only win in the last 5. They were also knocked out the FA Cup last week to Plymouth Argyle. But they've also drawn 2-2 to Manchester City a couple of days ago, the day that Liverpool drew to Forest. So Brentford are very, very decent at home. I know Arsenal have beaten them, Nottingham Forest have beaten them, but these are two of the top sides in the Premier League this season. Forest being third, Arsenal being second, and Manchester City are normally a good side. But other than that, Brentford have been pretty much flawless, drawing to Brighton at home as well. But other than that, they've been pretty flawless at home, and it's not been an easy ground for Liverpool to go to. Last season was Liverpool's first victory in 3 years at Brentford. Year before that, they lost 3-1 in very, very early of January 2023. And then the year before that was a 3-3 draw in I think Brentford's first home game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. But Liverpool are definitely the favourites going into this game. I think the league table doesn't lie. Liverpool are the best team. They score the most goals and they win the most matches, and they currently have the lead for a reason. And Arne Slot alluded to that he expects Liverpool to get back to winning ways. And he also said you can't take any team for granted in the Premier League, and we can see that with the likes of Nottingham Forest showcasing their abilities this season, and how Brighton and Bournemouth and etc. Newcastle and Villa have come up the last couple of years as well. So I think it's very, very important that Liverpool don't take Brentford lightly, because it's not an easy game for Liverpool. And everyone looks back to last season and how dominant Liverpool were at the G-Tech, and they were. Don't get me wrong, they were, and they were missing Salah, who didn't play in the game, but Jota also went off injured, and he's also not going to be available for tomorrow. Arne Slot confirmed that he has a doubt for the game after feeling something in the game against Forest. Sorry, but other than that, I think Liverpool should get the job done. Brentford are missing Aya, so it is and also Josh De Silva is not available for them as well. Liverpool are going to be without Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz, who was expected to train today. He missed training the last couple of days with a sore throat, but Arne Slot did confirm in his press conference that he should be available. But other than that, you look at Liverpool's attacking, players: Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, Nunez, maybe even Jadon Downs and Chiesa. It should be enough to beat Brentford. And I'm not undermining Brentford here because, like I said to you before, they are a very, very good side at home. They're very, very resolute. They're very, very compact, and they have good players that can hurt you. And they've done that in the last couple of years, and you can see this season how amazing they've been going forward at home, especially with the likes of Brian and Burmo. And they like to score very, very early in matches as well. Quite a few times they've scored in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the matches. And Brian and Burmo has been one of those players that's been at the forefront of all of it. And I'm sure he will get a move to one of the top clubs in Europe. No disrespect to Brentford, but he should be playing in the Champions League, and we've seen glimpses of it since he's been in the Premier League. But he's turned those glimpses into pure consistency this season, and he's got, I think, 13 goals in the league this season or something like that. He's definitely up there in terms of the scoring numbers, and it tells you all you need to know about his quality as a footballer. And I think those two up front, Visser and Brian and Burmo, they also got Kevin Schade. He might not be involved because Fabrizio Romano did confirm that Borussia Dortmund were looking to acquire him, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow if he's going to be in the squad or not for Brentford. But other than that, they've got some quality players in there. So Fabio Carvalho is also a former Red that's going to be lining up for Brentford tomorrow. Whether he starts or starts on the bench is a different matter. Damsgaard, who's also a very, very good player. Norgard, another leader in that Brentford midfield. They have got a lot of quality in their 11, Brentford. Nathan Collins, he wins a lot of aerial duels, very, very physical. Lewis Potter, another player who's really, really impressive. They are missing Rico Henry, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's back yet. But they have a really, really good squad. And they've also, the most important thing is they've got a really, really good manager. And it's all dependent on fitness, because I think if they start Rico Henry in the game, whether he gets minutes or not, because I know he played the cup game, whether he's going to be fit enough to start against Liverpool is a different matter, because I think he gives them a lot of flexibility on the left-hand side, and he was really, really impressive for them since they've been promoted from the Championship in 2023, 2021. But Lewis Potter is a really, really good player, and you can't deny that. Sepp van den Berg is also playing against Liverpool. So I think that's something we need to look at as well. He's been fairly decent for Brentford this season. I think he maybe wants to prove a point to Arne Slot. He played a lot of pre-season under Arne Slot, but didn't really get a run in the league. And Liverpool sold him to Brentford, and they sold Carvalho as well to Brentford. So 2 players were something to prove to Arne Slot that maybe he shouldn't have sold us. But the main thing is that Liverpool need to get back to winning ways, and Brentford need to get back to winning ways as well. So it's kind of who bites. And Brentford being the home team, I'm sure will fancy themselves, because against the bigger sides at home, they're quite impressive. I know Arsenal and Nottingham Forest beat them, but generally speaking, they've been impressive at home. And drawing against the champions is never a disrespectful result. So again, they can do it. They were 2-0 down. They showed they were very resolute, and they showed fight and determination to get back into the game. 2-0 down, 2 goals from Foden, and they managed to claw it back. So, and their players came out and said, I think it was Norgard, he said, we will come at Liverpool. We believe we can do it. We believe you can beat them, and that's the attitude you need if you want to win games in this league. You have to fight for your team. You have to fight for yourselves, and you have to fight to get points, because like Arne Slot and many other managers have confirmed that there's no easy game in this Premier League, and that's showcased by how many teams are challenging for some of the spots in the Premier League, from third to about 7th, 8th even sometimes, or maybe 4th to 8th. You could flip a coin in anybody. You got Chelsea in there, Villa, Newcastle, Brighton could get in there. Spurs, if they put a run together. You got Manchester United are not even involved in that conversation. There's so many teams that have quality in their squads that if they just put a run together, they can get up there. And Newcastle have shown that as well. I think they had 5-5-5 after 15, and they've won 6 in a row, and they've managed to close in on the top 4. So it's quite important for Liverpool that they start well, because I think Brentford, the fans are going to be behind them, especially after a positive result against Manchester City in the week. So I think what needs to happen is Liverpool. I'm not saying don't play their game, because Liverpool created a load of chances against Nottingham Forest against a low block, and I don't think Brentford will do that at home. Maybe they're going to sit in a block at times, but they have too much quality going forward. The likes of Brian and Burmo, and I think Thomas Frank is the type of manager to implement different play styles during the game, whether he wants to press high or sit back. He rotates and fluctuates a lot tactically in matches, which is why he's regarded as one of the top upcoming coaches in the Premier League, and he's proven that with his league positions and some of the results he's got at Brentford so far. And I'm sure in the near future, one of the top clubs will come calling for him. But it's a battle of two very, very good managers, two tactically very, very intelligent coaches, two coaches that have a strict way of playing, and two coaches that know to adapt when needed. I think Thomas Frank and Arne Slot have shown that in abundance. Thomas Frank a lot more because he's been in the Premier League a lot longer and in English football a lot longer. But Arne Slot, his time at Feyenoord, he did display some of that flexibility in tactical awareness, etc. And he's definitely developed that at Liverpool, playing Ryan Gravenberch as a libero, as a singular centre back with Virgil van Dijk, just marshalling that back two at times, back one, but Van Dijk being the only centre back, just shows how much faith Arne Slot has in his squad. And I think results show that, league position shows that. And Liverpool's performances show that, because I think Liverpool have performed pretty well in this season. Obviously, maybe not to the level that that we've seen on the Jurgen Klopp, etc. But I'm sure that will come with time. But the most important thing is that Liverpool get back to winning ways. It's 1 win in 5 for Liverpool. It's not good enough, I think, for a club that's trying to win the title, especially when Arsenal are chasing them, and Arsenal play against Aston Villa and close the gap to 1 if Liverpool don't win, if Liverpool lose. So regardless of the game in hand, it's very important that Liverpool just keep winning and keep on going. And similarly to Brentford, they need to win. Can they put a run together? Can they get higher up in the league? Can they maybe push for the Conference League positions? It's a question that you have to ask Brentford fans. But I'm sure it'll be a great, great game. 3 o'clock kickoff. And I'm sure both sets of supporters will be up for the game. And I'm sure both sets of players will be up for that. It will be a very, very intense game. And I look forward to seeing Thomas Frank versus Arne Slot Part 2 in the Premier League after a 2-0 win for Liverpool at Anfield in the second game of the season. But guys, get your comments in below and get your score predictions in below. But Liverpool, can they get back to winning ways and extend their lead at the top of the Premier League? As a Liverpool fan myself, I very much hope so. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.